Hi yogis. I thought I would do a little 5-minute tutorial on how to do crow pose. We cue this in class often, and sometimes it's not broken down very well for people, so I thought I would try to do that today. So crow pose is that pose, right, where your arms are on the ground, your knees are in your armpits at the back of the triceps, right? You see people look forward and then they lift their feet off the ground and you think, I'm never gonna be able to do that. That's crazy, standing on your hands. All right, so a couple of things. Most of us know what chaturanga is, all right? So your hands are shoulder width apart, right? Your fingertips are pointed forward. Typically your pointer fingers pointed forward, elbows in, and you lean forward and come down in this nice long line, right? So this is a chaturanga, a kneeling chaturanga. This is a chaturanga with a straight leg, your gaze is slightly forward. What's really important about getting a good chaturanga and having your fingers aligned, not too far out, and your elbows not out is also, you want to keep your wrist really safe, right? So you want to keep your wrist really safe, and you want to think about your fingers like your toes. So if you're leaning forward to lift your feet off of the ground, your fingertips are kind of like your brakes, right? So as you lean, they can be utilized as brakes. I'm blessed with very large hands for a small woman, so it does make arm balancing a little easier. The other thing that you want to do is engage your core and low belly and lift your pelvic floor. So it's not just arm strength and wrist and shoulder placement, right? It's also core strength. Okay, so there's two versions of crow. Sometimes people refer to it as new school and old school or crane pose. Honestly, you're going to try to get your knees on the backs of the triceps and your armpits and think about lifting your feet up. I put a bolster here so that you might want to try that. So if you're afraid of toppling over, it'll stop you. So think about that hand placement, right? All right. You want to start, this is a good way to think about, in chair pose. That oftentimes is where we cue it from. So you know what your chair pose is. Shoulder blades down the back, low belly engaged. You place your hands shoulder width apart. Think about firming your elbows in, coming to the balls of the feet, and then take your feet, your knees, you put them into the armpits or on the outsides of the triceps. That's usually easier in squeeze in, right? Think about squeezing. Sometimes I say squeeze your legs in like a little panini, right? You're squeezing a panini or a thigh master for those of you who lived through the 80s, right? Low belly engaged, gaze forward, squeeze on the outside of the triceps, engaging your low belly, lean forward. Maybe just one foot comes off the ground and you come down, you take a pause, right? Maybe you lean forward and another foot comes off the ground, right? And you pause. Maybe you lean forward, think about those fingertips. They're your brakes, engage your low belly, press into your hands. Your back will slightly round. Press, 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 engage, engage, engage. Maybe your feet come up together. If you can keep them together and point them, that would be great. Otherwise, that's fine. You can flex them, try to keep them active and come down. So you do want to find some press into your arms. You want to round your back, look forward. Don't look at your feet, right? Sometimes if you look at your feet, you might topple on your head. Not a good idea. If you look where you're going, you're less likely to topple forward. So those are kinds of the basics. For some people, they might provide a little bit straighter arms. They put their knees all the way up into their armpits, right? Lean, 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 look. And then maybe their feet come off the ground. The arms are a bit straighter or straightish. Not always. So test it out. See how it works. I'm a little out of breath because I'm talking and doing, right? So think about the elbows and the wrist placement, right? Think about your fingertips. Press into the ground, a little bit of rounding of the back. Engage your low belly and core. Try to enter it from chair pose and maybe just one foot at a time just to start, all right? I look forward to seeing you guys back on the mat. The light, the love, the joy, the peace, and happiness in me salutes the light, the love, the joy, the peace, and happiness in all of you.